Dear students, welcome to Mohammad Education YouTube channel. I am Dr. Mohammad Masliuddin, PGT in Civics, TSMS Kalwala, Mandal Kesandram, District Mohabad. We already successfully completed our 12th lesson, The World During the World Wars, 10th class, Social Studies, two videos, part 1 and part 2, we already completed. Now we are in part 3rd video. Today we are going to discuss the economic depression during 1929 to 1939. In this video, we are going to learn how Germany was affected by economic depression. We are discussing on the rise of fascism and Nazism, and in this video we can learn the administration of Adolf Hitler in Germany. Dear students, today we are going to discuss the economic depression during 1929 to 1939. It was started in 29 and ended in 1939. The economy declined worldwide because of a decline in the demand and also fall in the prices. Because of the low demand and factories were also closed. People's purchasing power was reduced because of the expensive goods. These are all the effects and impact of this economic depression. Even in America also, 25% of them became unemployed, whereas in other countries, 33% of them were unemployed. So, for this reason, the Marxist economists, they showed the reason for the crisis was the capitalism. The Marxist economist says that the main reason for this crisis means the economic depression is capitalism. They are saying that reason means capitalism means a country's trade and industry is controlled by the private persons, the private owners. So that is the main reason they are saying like that. And they suggested that socialism is the prevention for it only. Only the solution, only the main master plan is implementation of the socialism only. Here, the socialism means production and distribution and exchange owned by the community as a whole. So here, not only these economists, not only these Marxists, not only these socialists, not only these educated person, but also the economist, the well-known, the famous economist J.M. Keynes, he suggested that the state should generate itself employment for the people, those who are suffering more by the impact of this economic depression. Next, the great person, the Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt of America, he was the president of America. He announced the New Deal theory. So he was the president of America. By observing all these problems, the economic depression, he thought one idea that is called the 3 R's. The 3 R's means you can see here the first R stands for relief, the second R stands for reforms, and the third R stands for recovery. Relief means relief to the victims of the depression, and reform means reform of financial institutions, and recovery means the steps to ensure economic recovery. Not only this great person, Franklin Roosevelt, he introduced social security system also in America. Franklin Roosevelt introduced social security system. He established a universal retirement pensions and unemployment insurance, social security system also helped the handicapped and the needy person, needy children, those who doesn't have the parents, means those who uh, don't have a means without having fathers. These persons also got more benefit by this social security system. After that, these America implemented this. No, before in England also it was established. So social security system was implemented in Britain also. Before this, Britain had taken the lead steps even before the depression. When the war was still on, this was implemented in Britain. Britain adopted many social security measures like unemployment benefits, sickness coverage, health schemes, child and old age cares, and food, housing, and education, these things. The idea of welfare state was emerged, which ensures a basic minimum dignified life for all the citizens in England. Here, how the economic depression was in Germany. The economy of Germany was worst hit by the economic depression. Germany was under the burden of paying war damages or consequences as per the treatment of Versailles. It began to print currency notes on a large scale, but this was resulted in excess inflation. It is said that people had to carry currency in carts to buy a loaf of bread. We can understand how was the situation in those days. Even common people, a simple common people wants to buy a simple loaf of bread. He wants to bring a currency, means he wants to bring currency in carts. So this situation from 1929 to 1932, the industrial production was also reduced to 40%. More than 6 million people, means 6 lakhs people, they became unemployed. We could see on the streets of Germany in those days that unemployed youth with placards around their necks saying willing to do any work. And most of the persons, they simply sat at the street corners and queued up at the local employment exchange for the purpose of employment. All sections of the people suffered and women were unable to fill their children's stomachs. The rise of fascism. Fascism was an ideology. It was developed in the defeated countries, especially it was developed in defeated countries only after the First World War. Fascism was first began with the victory of Benito Mussolini in Italy in 1922. It emphasizes the idea of national unity to expand, win over other countries. It suppresses people forcibly in order to ensure absolute loyalty and obedience to a central power. Fascism was against both communism and liberalism. It builds unity in their nation through a dictatorial state. What was the features of the fascism? What are the common features of fascism? Fascism worships the state and devotes towards Hitler. It emphasizes on extreme nationalism and military conquest. It uses political violence war to achieve national revival. It says that the stronger nations have the right to expand their territory by displacing weaker nations. The fascism supports state controlled capitalism and abolition of all private industries. The fascism opposes this socialism and communism. The dictators who followed the fascist ideology. Here we can see in the images General Franco of Spain, he adopted this fascist ideology. Adolf Hitler of Germany, he also adopted this fascist ideology. Benito Mussolini of Italy, he also adopted this fascist ideology. Not only these dictators, but Japan, China, and Korea also, they wanted and they adopted this type of fascist ideology. Next, Nazism and Hitler. What promises Hitler gave to his people? Hitler promised to build a strong nation. He promised to end the injustice of the Versailles Treaty and to restore the dignity of German. He promised employment for the youth and remove all foreign influences. He promised to fight all foreign conspiracies, means secret plans against Germany. Hitler's new style of politics. How he administered. How was his style of politics? Hitler emphasized the old traditional dances and displays to mobilize the large gathering. Nazis held massive rallies and public meetings to demonstrate the support for Hitler and create a sense of unity among the people. The red banners with swastika, the Nazis salute, and the ritual rounds of applause after the speeches were all parts of this display of power. Hitler mobilized the racial supremacy of Aryans in Germans over the world. Hitler was the unquestioned leader of the Nazi party. In 1928, the Nazi party had got less than 2.6% votes in the Reichstag, the lower house of German parliament. But in the year 1932, it had become the largest party in Germany with 37% votes. Hitler came to power and established an undemocratic and autocratic rule. He removed the parliament. He arrested political opponents and communists. He sent them to the concentration camps. This famous enabling act make Hitler a great dictator. On 3rd March 1933, the famous enabling act was passed. This act established dictatorship in Germany. It gave Hitler all powers to sideline parliament and rule by his order. All political parties and trade unions were banned except the Nazi party and its affiliates. Special security forces were created to control and order the people in the way that the Nazi wanted to rule. Extra constitutional powers, criminal state of horror and fear. In Germany, Hitler ruled like that. Criminal state and horror and fear. There is no protection to the people. The police force got complete power to rule. They arrested and tortured millions of political activists and trade unionists and minority Jews also. Apart from the already existed regular police force is there in green uniform, and the SA or the stone troopers also there. They also formed the Gestapo, means secret state police. Secret state police is called Gestapo. Gestapo means it had the authority to stop and detain people, to torture chambers, round up and send them to concentration camps. They could also deport anyone at will or arrest people without any legal procedures. They also formed SS, the protection squads. In Germany, Hitler also formed criminal police and security service. So Hitler wanted to do economic recovery in Germany. For that, that's why Hajal Scharf, one economist is there. Hitler appointed him and to look after economic recovery of Germany. He started a state-funded work creation program for full production and for full employment. This program produced the people's car, the Volkswagen. There was an improvement of living standards of a section of Germans after introducing these economic policies. Next, Hitler's aggressive foreign policy, rule in Second World War. He wished to recover the territories lost by Germany after the First World War. He attacked Poland in 1939 and he encouraged the Second World War. He was the main reason for the Second World War also. He built the racial supremacy of Germans by mass killings of minority Jews. Germany had started a genocidal war in which the mass murder of selected groups of innocent civilians of Europe took place. They killed thousands of people in gas chambers in various killing centers like Auschwitz.